Hello everyone. Thanks for joining us for this brief overview of our DriverTrax solution. This demonstration is intended to give you an inside look at how the software works and how it can help your transportation company to become more efficient. Let's get started. Our DriverTrax program does several things. One of the most common functions of the DriverTrax program is tracking compliance. Compliance is the program's ability to alert you of when a driver is coming due for a particular expiration. We get the expiration information from one of two areas. For our dispatch users, they come from the dispatch application inside a driver list. For those that do not use dispatch, we offer a driver management list through our Prophesy 1 shell. Prophesy 1 shell provides you the ability to manage drivers, tractors, and trailers, as well as locations. Within the driver profile, in this example, I have an expiration section. In the expiration section, you can see that we have things like physical exam expiration date, we have annual review date, we have license expiration date. We also have the ability to set up several DriverTrax custom fields. Up to 12 fields can be customized for expiration tracking. What I'm going to do is I'm going to deliberately put my driver into an expiration status by indicating that the physical exam had expired on March 31st of 2014. When we return to the DriverTrax program, when I refresh my compliance list, you will see that the physical expiration for that driver is in red, indicating a past due status. You will also notice that there are other expiration dates that are highlighted in yellow. The reason why the items are highlighted in yellow is because they fall within the warning threshold. Through the preferences of DriverTrax, through the System Default Setting tab, I can adjust how far in advance I would like to be alerted of a driver's expiry date for any one of the listed items. Also note that on the Fields tab is where I can set up the labels for the 12 different customizable expiration options, TWIC being my example for the custom field. In this list, you can see that this driver has an expired physical. What I want to do is I want to use my toolbar here. By clicking on the driver's name, I can click physical, and it will generate a physical reminder to this driver. In this case, it says Fred Savage, in accordance with our Prophesy policy, you must receive a physical every 2 years. That the physical expired on the 31st, and if you do not have a physical before that expiration date, you will not be allowed to drive. Now also through the preferences, I have the ability through the system defaults to adjust the physical renewal as well. So I can go from 2 years down to 1 year, up to 4 years. 1 year and 2 years tend to be the most typical settings for the physical reminder. I'm going to click OK here. Notice that once I print the form, it puts a check mark and removes the highlight. That is to indicate to you, the user, that the form has been generated. If you were to remove the check mark, it goes back into alert status. I also have the ability to print the entire list. If I come up here and click Print List, the entire list will print out, giving you a hard copy of the information that you see on the screen. I'm also going to highlight Fred, and on the CDL expiration, I'm going to come here and click the CDL button. And this is basically a reminder to renew the license, this time focusing on the license expiration and again politely asking to make sure they stay in compliance with for their CDL. When I return, check mark gets applied, indicating that I printed it, removes the highlight. If I want to reset the status, I simply just remove the check mark. And this very simply outlines the compliance portion of the DriverTrax program. It also will allow you to enter and track incident information. So an incident, by our definition, can be an accident, a DUI, ticket, felony, suspension, or DOT inspection. I have the ability to locate or search different drivers, highlight the incident type that I would like to record, and then click Add Incident for an incident detail. In this example, I'm entering a ticket. I enter in the ticket city, ticket state, the type of violation. Notice the long list of violations that are available for you to choose from. Everywhere from maintenance violations to driving violations to fitness violations or cargo-related violations. You secure the violation code. Any notes, if you double-click in the notes field, you get a larger notation window. Truck reference, trailer reference, penalty reference, incident notes. Once again, double-click for a larger window. Time of ticket, ticket number, and any disciplinary actions, once again with a double click for a larger notation window. When finished, you would click Save, and it has now recorded that incident. To retrieve incidents, you can do so through our Report feature. Under Reports, we have an Incident section. You can pull up all incidents, or you can pull up incidents by category. Another feature of the program is the ability to generate drug and alcohol test dates. By clicking on the test date option, I can set up the percent of my driver base that I would like to be selected for a random drug and random alcohol. When I go to run the random selection process, it asks over what time period. So if I want to do it for the second quarter, the test dates will fall within this second quarter. If I were to choose third quarter, then the test dates will be within the third quarter date range. So I'm going to choose second quarter. I'm going to click OK, and it will generate test dates. Now, because I only have a driver base of 2, in this particular example, it randomly selected the same driver for both a drug and an alcohol exam. By clicking on Update Dates, those dates will then update the driver list with those test dates, and then would be visible through the employee record in the management program, whether it's Dispatch or Prophesy 1. Finally, I would like to point out we have the ability under Maintain to keep track of what is called a driver checklist. The driver checklist is a list of checklist items that allow you to show the progress of a driver during the hiring process. So here is an existing driver or applicant. These are all of the available checklist items that I want to keep track of. And the check marks show the driver's progress. So it allows me, it's more of like a to-do list, which allows me to keep track of my progress during the driver's application period. So as they turn in the different forms, I can place a check mark next to the forms that they've turned in, and I can save the information so that when I return here next time, my progress has been recorded and saved. I also have the ability under Maintain, under Master Checklist, to add additional checklist items to the list. So you can see an example, I created one called Custom Form Names. I could add another one, call it Sample, by saving that and then returning to the driver checklist. That new item is now part of the checklist list for this applicant process. Those are the major features of the DriverTrax program, and that would be our inside look at DriverTrax. Please don't hesitate to reach out to our team with any questions you might have. We can be reached by phone at 800-776-6706 or by email at moreinfo@mile.com. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.